to English Pod. My name is Marco.
I'm Amira.
Hey, Amira. How are you today?
I'm doing great. What about you?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm excited about this lesson that you have for us today.
Yes, it's actually a very, very useful lesson. It's about someone asking his boss for an assistant.
Oh, okay. An assistant. What's an assistant?
Well, it's someone who helps you with your work around the office.
Okay. Great. So let's listen to this dialogue, and when we come back, we'll take a look at all the interesting and useful vocabulary that you'll find.
Like I told you before, we just don't have the resources to hire you an assistant.
I understand that, but the fact is, we're understaffed.
The timing is just not right. The economy's bad, and it's too risky to take on new staff.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Here's an idea. What if we hire an intern? She would take some of the weight off my shoulders.
She?
Yeah, you know, a recent graduate. She could give me a hand with some of these projects, and we could keep our costs down.
That sounds reasonable. Let me see what I can do. Tony, I'd like to introduce you to your new assistant.
Okay, great. Let's meet her.
Hi, I'm Adam.
Oh, hi, I'm Tony.
And we're back. Tony. He's surprised, huh?
Yeah, he's, I don't know why, though, he's surprised. I think we should talk about that a little bit later.
Yes, for now, let's look at some interesting vocabulary and phrases here. Marco, I know you've chosen one for us.
Yeah, the first one that I want to take a look at is resources.
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 And that means, in this text, basically money.
Right.
So the office doesn't have enough money.
Okay. I've chosen another interesting word for you, and that's understaffed.
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 Now, understaffed means that they don't have enough people working there.
They don't have enough workers.
Right. They don't have enough employees.
Perfect. Okay. The next one is timing is just not right.
The timing is just not right.
The timing is just not right.
The timing is just not right.
Okay, let's listen to how we can use this entire phrase in a different situation so then we can understand what it means. Let's listen.
I was going to sell my house, but the timing is just not right. Honey, I think we should have a baby.
The timing is just not right.
Okay, great. I guess that makes it clear.
Yes, actually, it's very obvious that it means that it's just not a good time.
Right. Perfect.
Yeah. I have another interesting phrase for you, which is weight off my shoulders.
Weight off my shoulders.
Weight off my shoulders.
Weight off my shoulders.
So, to take weight off my shoulders is another way of saying to help me with my work or to take some of my work away from me.
If you have a lot of things to do and I come and help you, that means that I took some of the weight off your shoulders.
Yes.
Let's look at the next phrase that we have here, and it's give me a hand.
Give me a hand.
Give me a hand.
Give me a hand.
Okay, now this is not literal. It's not that I'm gonna give you somebody's hand, right? Let's listen to some examples, and then we can come back and explain what it means.
Can you give me a hand with these boxes?
Neil, I'll need you to give me a hand with the sales reports.
Here, let me give you a hand with your suitcase.
All right. Give me a hand is another way of saying help or to help out.
Exactly, to help out.
Right.
Perfect.
Now, the last phrase we're going to look at here in this dialogue is keep our costs down.
Keep our costs down.
Keep our costs down.
Keep our costs down.
So to keep our costs down means to try and not spend so much money.
Exactly. Many companies, for example, now control how much printing you do,
Yes.
right? To
Yes.
keep the cost down of paper.
Yeah, so in other words, they do not want to have unnecessary spending.
Perfect. Okay, I think it's time for us to listen to this dialogue one more time, but I want everyone to listen and see why Tony is surprised at the end when he meets his intern, when he meets his assistant.
Like I told you before, we just don't have the resources to hire you an assistant.
I understand that, but the fact is, we're understaffed.
The timing is just not right. The economy's bad, and it's too risky to take on new staff.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Here's an idea. What if we hire an intern? She would take some of the weight off my shoulders.
She?
Yeah, you know, a recent graduate. She could give me a hand with some of these projects, and we could keep our costs down.
That sounds reasonable. Let me see what I can do. Tony, I'd like to introduce you to your new assistant.
Okay, great. Let's meet her.
Hi, I'm Adam.
Oh, hi, I'm Tony.
Well, you know, Marco, I think that Tony was really surprised because he was kind of hoping to have a female intern.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what he was expecting. Maybe this guy is a little bit sexist. He thought that an intern should be a girl, but instead he
got Adam.
Exactly, and it looks like Adam is really big and really tall because he's got that deep voice.
Right. An intern, Marco, do you want to elaborate on that?
Working at a company with a very low salary or sometimes no salary at all, but what you're gaining is experience and you're learning a lot of things. Everyone who has been an intern or had an intern knows that sometimes they are not treated all that well. Sometimes they just serve coffee or they have to do paperwork.
Or like photocopying things.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But some internships are really, really cool, and some are really good experiences for learning.
Yes, definitely. Actually, I know a friend of mine. She used to work as an intern in one of those really big companies, and she told me that she has gained so much experience doing that.
Yeah, I mean, even if you don't get paid, the experience that you get is really good. And that just opens doors for maybe getting another job. Or sometimes the interns get hired by the company to stay because they do such a good job.
Yeah, I think that's mostly the case, huh?
Yeah, that happened to me once. I started working as an intern, and after 3 months, I was hired by the company. So it does happen.
So you did a good job.
Yeah, of course. All right, folks, we're out of time today. I hope that you enjoyed our lesson.
Asking for assistance. When people need help, they ask for assistance. This can happen in many situations. You might ask for help when you are lost, when you cannot carry something heavy, or when you do not understand something. It is important to know how to ask for help politely and clearly. When you need assistance, you can start by saying, "Excuse me," or "Can you help me, please?" This shows that you are polite. People are usually happy to help when you ask nicely. For example, if you cannot find a place, you can say, "Excuse me, can you tell me where the bank is?" If you need help carrying a bag, you can say, "Can you help me carry this bag, please?" When someone helps you, it is important to say thank you or "I appreciate it." This shows that you are grateful. If you need help but do not know how to ask, it can feel difficult. Learning simple phrases can make it easier. For example, "I need help with this," or "Can you help me, please?" are useful sentences. Remember, asking for assistance is normal, and people often help each other in daily life. When asking for assistance, it is important to know different ways to express your needs. Sometimes, you may need help in a public place, like a store, a train station, or a hospital. In these situations, using polite language is very important. People are more likely to help you if you ask in a kind and respectful way. You can start your request by using phrases like, "Excuse me," "I'm sorry to bother you," or "Could you help me, please?" These phrases are polite and make the person you are asking feel respected. For example, if you are in a store and cannot find an item, you can say, "Excuse me, could you help me find the bread?" If you are at a train station and are unsure which train to take, you could ask, "I'm sorry to bother you, but could you tell me which train goes to the city center?" These polite phrases make your request clear and respectful. In some situations, you may need to give more information when you ask for assistance. Being clear and specific helps the other person understand your problem. For example, if your phone is not working, you could say, "Excuse me, my phone is not working. Can you help me?" If you do not know how to use a machine, you can say, "Could you please show me how to use this machine?" Giving clear details about your problem makes it easier for people to help you. If you are not sure how to explain your problem, you can start by saying, "I have a problem," or "I need some help." These simple phrases show that you need assistance and encourage others to listen. When asking for help, it is also helpful to pay attention to the situation. If someone looks busy, it is better to wait or find someone else to ask. For example, if you are in a store and a worker is helping another customer, you can wait until they finish. When they are free, you can say, "Excuse me, can I ask for your help?" This shows that you are patient and respectful of their time. If you are in a hurry and need help quickly, you can say, "I'm sorry to bother you, but it's urgent. Can you help me, please?" This helps the other person understand that you need help right away. In addition to using polite language, your tone of voice and body language are also important. When asking for help, try to speak clearly and use a calm voice. If you speak too quietly, the person may not hear you. If you speak too quickly, they may not understand you. A clear and calm voice helps others understand what you need. Your body language also sends a message. If you smile and make eye contact, you show that you are friendly and polite. If you look angry or impatient, the other person may not want to help you. Being polite with both your words and actions makes it easier for others to respond positively to your request. Sometimes people may not be able to help you, and that is okay. If someone says, "I'm sorry, I can't help you," you can thank them anyway by saying thank you for your time. It is also a good idea to try asking someone else. For example, if you ask a stranger for directions and they do not know, you can politely ask another person. Being patient and polite increases your chances of getting the help you need. If you are in a place with many workers, like a store or a hospital, it is usually easy to find someone else who can assist you. When you receive help, always remember to show gratitude. Saying thank you or I really appreciate it shows that you value the other person's kindness. If someone gives you detailed help, you can say, "Thank you so much for your help," or "I really appreciate your assistance." If the help was quick but useful, you can simply say, "Thanks a lot." Being thankful encourages people to continue helping others. It also leaves a good impression and shows that you are polite and respectful. Asking for assistance is a useful skill in daily life. Whether you need help finding a location, understanding instructions, or solving a problem, knowing how to ask politely and clearly makes communication easier. It also helps you build better relationships with people around you. By using polite phrases, giving clear details, being patient, and showing gratitude, you can ask for assistance in a respectful and effective way. When asking for assistance, it is important to understand that different situations may require different ways of requesting help. In everyday life, you might need help in various places, such as a supermarket, a bus stop, a school, or even on the street. Knowing how to ask for assistance in different situations makes you feel more confident and helps you communicate effectively. It is also important to recognize that the way you ask for help may change depending on who you are speaking to. For example, when asking a stranger for help, you may want to be more formal and polite. When asking a friend or family member, you can be more casual and relaxed. Understanding these differences will help you navigate different social situations more easily. When you ask for help from someone you do not know, it is best to use formal and polite language. Starting with phrases like, "Excuse me, I'm sorry to bother you," or "Could you help me, please?" shows respect and makes the person more willing to assist you. For instance, if you are in a supermarket and cannot find a product, you could ask an employee, "Excuse me, could you please tell me where the milk is?" If you are lost in a new city, you might stop someone on the street and say, "I'm sorry to bother you, but could you help me find the train station?" These polite expressions make your request sound kind and respectful, which increases the chances that the other person will be happy to help. When you are asking for help from someone you know, you can use more casual and simple phrases. For example, if you are at home and need help moving a heavy box, you can say to a family member, "Hey, can you help me with this box?" If you are working on homework and have a question, you might ask a friend, "Can you explain this to me?" In these familiar situations, it is not always necessary to be very formal, but it is still important to be polite. Adding words like "please" and "thanks" makes your request friendlier and shows that you appreciate their help. For example, you could say, "Can you help me with this, please?" Or after receiving help, "Thanks a lot for your help." Sometimes, you may need to ask for help in situations where people are very busy, such as in a hospital, at a busy store, or in a crowded place. In these cases, it is especially important to be clear and direct while still being polite. If you are in a hospital and need help finding a doctor's office, you could say to a staff member, "Excuse me, I need to find Dr. Smith's office. Can you help me, please?" If you are at a busy restaurant and need assistance, you could say to a waiter, "I'm sorry to bother you, but could I get some water, please?" Being clear and polite helps the other person understand your needs quickly, even when they are busy. In some situations, you might need to ask for help in an emergency. When there is an emergency, it is important to speak clearly and quickly so that others understand the seriousness of the situation. For example, if someone is hurt, you can say, "Help. Someone is injured. Please call an ambulance." If you see a fire, you might say, "There's a fire. Please call the fire department." In emergencies, people understand that you must speak directly and urgently, so it is okay to be less formal. However, it is still helpful to speak clearly and loudly so that others understand and respond quickly. When you ask for assistance, it is also helpful to use gestures or body language to make your request clearer. For example, if you are asking for directions, you might point to a map or a street to show where you want to go. If you need help lifting something heavy, you could gesture toward the object to show what you need help with. Using gestures along with clear language can make your request easier to understand, especially if the other person does not speak your language well. In many cases, body language can make communication smoother and help the other person understand your needs more quickly. Another important part of asking for assistance is being patient and understanding. Sometimes, the person you ask may not be able to help you immediately. For example, if you ask for help in a store and the worker is busy, they might say, "I'll be with you in a moment." In these cases, it is important to wait politely until they are available. If someone cannot help you at all, you could try asking someone else. For instance, if you ask a stranger for directions and they do not know, you can thank them and ask another person. Being patient and polite makes it easier to get the help you need and leaves a good impression on others. It is also useful to know how to respond when someone offers you assistance without being asked. Sometimes, people notice when you need help and offer it before you ask. For example, if you are struggling to carry a heavy bag, someone might say, "Do you need help with that?" In this situation, you can respond politely by saying, "Yes, please." "Thank you." If you do not need help, you can say, "Thank you, but I'm okay." Being polite when accepting or refusing help shows that you appreciate the other person's kindness. Learning how to ask for assistance in different situations is a valuable skill. Whether you are asking for help from a stranger, a friend, or in an emergency, using polite and clear language makes your communication more effective. By practicing different ways to ask for help, you will feel more confident when you need assistance. Remember to be polite, use clear language, and show gratitude when someone helps you. These small actions make a big difference in everyday communication and help you build positive relationships with the people around you. When learning to ask for assistance, it is also important to understand how cultural differences can affect the way people give and receive help. In some cultures, people are very open to offering assistance, even without being asked. For example, if you look confused or lost, someone might approach you and say, "Do you need help?" In other cultures, people may wait until you ask for help directly. Understanding these cultural differences can help you feel more comfortable when asking for assistance in different countries or with people from different backgrounds. If you are unsure how to ask, starting with polite and clear phrases like "excuse me" or "could you help me, please," is always a good choice, no matter where you are. Another important skill when asking for assistance is knowing how to ask follow-up questions. Sometimes, when someone gives you help, their answer may not be completely clear to you. In these situations, it is useful to ask additional questions to get more information. For example, if you ask for directions and someone says, "Go straight and turn left," but you are still unsure, you could ask, "How far should I go straight?" Or is it the first left or the second left? Being able to ask follow-up questions helps you get the help you need more effectively. You can also use phrases like, "Could you explain that again, please?" Or "I'm sorry, I didn't understand. Could you repeat that?" These phrases show that you are listening carefully and want to understand clearly. When asking for assistance, it is also helpful to recognize when to offer help in return. Communication is a two-way process, and just as you may need help sometimes, others may need your help as well. If someone helps you, there may be opportunities for you to assist them later. For example, if a coworker helps you understand a task, you could offer to help them with something else in the future by saying, "Thank you for your help. Let me know if you ever need anything." Offering help in return shows kindness and builds positive relationships with others. Even if you cannot directly repay someone, a sincere "thank you so much for your help" shows that you value their time and effort. It is also useful to know how to ask for assistance when you are using services such as public transportation, customer service, or healthcare. In these settings, you may need to ask for help with specific problems. For instance, at a train station, you could ask, "Could you help me find the right platform, please?" When speaking to customer service, you might say, "I have a problem with my order. Could you assist me?" In a doctor's office, you could ask, "Could you help me understand these instructions?" Using specific language helps people in these roles understand your problem quickly and find a solution. Additionally, being patient and respectful with service workers is especially important, as they often assist many people throughout the day. Sometimes, you may need to ask for assistance in a professional or formal setting, such as at work or school. In these environments, it is best to use polite, clear, and professional language. For example, if you do not understand a work assignment, you could ask your manager, "Could you clarify the instructions for this task, please?" If you are a student and need help with an assignment, you could say to your teacher, "I'm having difficulty with this question. Could you explain it to me, please?" Using formal language shows that you are serious and respectful. It is also helpful to show that you have already tried to solve the problem yourself before asking for help. For instance, you might say, "I have tried to solve this, but I'm still confused. Could you help me understand it better?" When asking for assistance, it is also important to be aware of how to respond if the person you ask cannot help you. Sometimes, the person may not know the answer or may be too busy to assist you. If this happens, it is polite to say, "Thank you anyway," or "I appreciate your time." You can then look for someone else who might be able to help. For example, if you ask a store employee where to find an item and they are unsure, you could say, "Thank you anyway. I'll try asking someone else." Being understanding and kind, even when someone cannot help, leaves a positive impression and makes it easier to ask for help again in the future. In some cases, you may need to ask for assistance using technology. For example, if you're using a website and have trouble, you might need to contact customer support. Many websites offer live chat, email, or phone support where you can ask for help. In these situations, it is important to describe your problem clearly and politely. You could say, "Hello, I'm having trouble logging into my account. Could you assist me, please?" If you are using a self-service kiosk at a store or a ticket machine and do not understand how it works, you could ask a nearby worker, "Excuse me, could you show me how to use this machine?" Being able to ask for assistance with technology is becoming more important as many services move online. Another useful skill is learning how to ask for assistance in a group setting. Sometimes, you may need help when you are in a meeting, a classroom, or a social gathering. In these situations, it is important to be respectful and wait for the right moment to ask. For example, in a classroom, you could raise your hand and say, "I have a question. Could you help me understand this part, please?" In a meeting, you might wait until there is a pause and then ask, "Could you clarify that point, please?" Being respectful of the group and asking your question clearly helps you get the help you need without interrupting others. Asking for assistance is an essential life skill that helps you navigate different situations with confidence. Whether you are asking for directions, seeking help with a problem, or requesting clarification, using polite and clear language makes communication easier. Remember to be patient, respectful, and grateful when others assist you. Practicing these skills in everyday situations will improve your ability to ask for help effectively. Over time, you will become more comfortable asking for assistance and offering help to others, making your interactions smoother and more positive.
The English Pod Audio Review. Listen to the meaning, then say the vocabulary word.
Money.
Resources.
Not enough people to do the job.
Understaffed.
It's not a good time now.
The timing is just not right.
Remove pressure or stress.
Weight off my shoulders.
Help.
Give me a hand.
It's okay.
That sounds reasonable.
Hire.
Recruit.
Working too much.
Overworked.
Not enough people to do the job.
Short-staffed.
Reduce spending.
Cut costs.
Having too many employees.
Overstaffed. Let's try that faster.
Working too much.
Overworked.
Remove pressure or stress.
Weight off my shoulders.
Having too many employees.
Overstaffed.
Reduce spending.
Cut costs.
Hire.
Recruit.
Money.
Resources.
It's okay.
That sounds reasonable.
Not enough people to do the job.
Understaffed.
Not enough people to do the job.
Short-staffed.
Help.
Give me a hand.
It's not a good time now.
The timing is just not right. Now say the word and hear it in a sentence. Resources.
We would like to use more resources to increase our sales.
Resources.
We don't have enough resources to start a new project.
Resources.
Intel has a lot of resources for research and development.
Understaffed.
Hospitals in poor regions of Africa are understaffed.
Understaffed.
I did overtime last week because the company is understaffed.
Understaffed.
The factory is producing less than usual because it's understaffed.
The timing is just not right. The timing is just not right.
The timing is just not right for us to have a baby.
The timing is just not right.
I want to buy a car, but the timing is just not right.
Weight off my shoulders.
Could you help me plan the party? That would really take some of the weight off my shoulders.
Weight off my shoulders.
Finishing that project was a big weight off my shoulders.
Weight off my shoulders.
Winning the lottery took a great weight off my shoulders.
Give me a hand.
Can you give me a hand with these boxes?
Give me a hand.
Neil, I'll need you to give me a hand with the sales report.
Give me a hand.
Here, let me give you a hand with your suitcase. Paying $30 for new shoes sounds reasonable. Does that sound reasonable to you?